man, I mean, fuck, I'm pumped. This is a really big opportunity for me. I'm really big on acting and stuff. It's been really important part of my life, and getting this opportunity to envelop myself in this character means a lot to me. So I'm just really excited for the opportunities I've been provided with today, and thanks so much to the production crew. And I really think it's gonna be fucking tight, yeah. Gnarly.
Today, we are putting this VRChat improver to the test. They have no idea what avatar they will be given. They'll have to make up a character on the spot and sit down for an interview with me. Today's contestant is Felix Draconin. This is Very Important Players. Parody of Very Important People.
Alright. I think it's time. Wish me luck, bro. Let's fucking go! Y'all ready for this?
Oh, I've always dreamed of being a hero. I follow them and try to help them and be with them, but none of them ever want me. They always say, "Fus Roda" and such, and I fly away, never to be seen again.
Yo, Aiden, good to see you, bro. Yeah. I mean, life's been good, man. Like, I've been.
Everybody wants a companion, but nobody wants me. Oh, the belly. I've lost 5 pounds since last November. It couldn't possibly be that, could it?
That's perfect. No, like...
Oh my God. You noticed? Yeah, well, man, I got a wife and kids now, man. It's not so easy getting out, hitting the gym. They demand a lot out of me, bro. They demand a lot out of me. But I'm happy to provide it, man. I love going to my parties and hanging with my bros. But when rubber hits the road, man, you got to be there for the ones you love, man. Gotta be there for the ones you love, and I love you, bro. I love you, bro. That's why I'm here for you, bro. Fuck. We get just a massive ass crack. Yeah, just like, oh shit. The
I
should have a plumber's crack.
Shit, dude. And just like a fucking massive plumber's crack.
The giant ass that just says boom, boom. Oh man, I really let myself go. But back in my day, I was one of the greats. The War of Gargamel was one that went down in the annals of history. Something that I'll never forget. Sculpted the man I was today. Well, that I was a couple of years ago. This man today is the product of a little bit too much ale and Penny's lovely raisin loaf. Oh, she makes a great raisin loaf. Oh. I think it's about time that the world learned just who they're messing with.
Hello. Welcome to Very Important Players. With our special guest. Hello. Can you introduce yourself to the crowd, sir? Welcome.
Yeah, no. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, my name's Paul. Yeah, I'm really gracious for the opportunity to be here. Thank you so much, Chesh, for having me. Thank you to all the people behind the scenes for everything they do for this show and for having me here. I really appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for coming. We know you're very busy with all you got going on, in your life, which we'll give you a chance to tell everybody about, hopefully, in our interviews today.
Okay.
So, first thing I have in my notes, I wrote them on my hand. Oh, I see.
Oh, you
We
see that
have.
back in...
Where are you from exactly? Because we know you came here from very far away today for our interview, so we're very grateful so that. So can you tell us a little bit about where you're from? Because I've heard some stories about the place, but I don't know if our audience has.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Good to hear. You did your background checks. You learned it.
Of course.
No. Yeah. So I'm from Fairwind. Born and raised. I went to school there. Lived my whole life there. It's just outside of Ridgeville, but no. It's a really good place. It's nothing too crazy. No sieges, no wars.
Yeah, it's no river horn. I know how you guys think about
Right.
river
No,
horn.
God, don't even get me started on Riverhorn. You know about Riverhorn?
I spent a semester at Riverhorn, actually. Yeah.
Did you now?
I did not like it, so
wow.
I'm one of you.
No, expected. Those Riverhornians,
The Riverhornians, they can't even have a better name.
Exactly. Exactly. No, it's nothing too crazy, but humble life, and that's why it's such an honor, to be here with you guys. I don't feel like anybody too special, but it's the opportunity arose, and I'm honored to be here. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. So you are known, for one thing amongst, the public, and especially now in our home country of the United States, that you've come over here. Could you maybe tell those who are uneducated at home what is your claim to fame, Mister? And then just some of them don't even remember your name at this point, so maybe just give them a little lay down of the land.
Oh yeah, it's your boy Paul. But
of course, Paul.
Right, yeah, no. People forget that sometimes, but it doesn't really offend me per se, but
I would be offended personally if you wanted to forget to remember my name.
I try to keep an open mind. You're
you can do it. I know English isn't your first language, but I expect, something from you.
Sure, Charles. That's Charles, right?
Yeah, pretty much. That's I might as well be Charles.
Sure.
As far as
okay.
Foreigners are concerned.
Paul and Charles sounds good to me. Yeah, no, I like that.
Paul and Charles.
Anyway,
all right.
Yeah, no. Claim to fame. Yeah. Whew. Growing up in a small town, you have to do something to keep yourself entertained, right? You gotta, there's a lot of things that you can do, but me, myself, I was a bit of a drinker. Yeah, the beer belly didn't give it away. Right, so, I've had my name around a couple of circles over in Fairwind, but
Riverhorn too. I heard about
those.
I've
spent an extended vacation in Riverhorn, but we keep that.
We'll see.
Behind closed
We'll
doors.
see about that. I'm an interviewer. We'll get back to it. Keep going.
Okay. No, but my friends. I'm actually the butt chugging champion of Fairwind. So yes, I know Thank you.
It's an honor. You can.
Sometimes. It's an honor to be here. To have me here. No, it might not be the most elegant of legacies. I might not have been, an archer on the front of the Galahad War, but it's my own story and my own little.
Of course,
Je ne sais quoi, so to say. I hear the French say that occasionally.
Right next to your nation, right next door, France.
Yeah, right. Yes. Yeah. Oh, good old your nation.
Well, thank you for letting everyone know about your championship title. You're here to promote your match coming up, in France, I believe, right? Actually.
Yes. Yeah. No. In the lovely city of Paris. Yeah. No. Well. Yeah. I don't want to brag too much, but running
Yeah,
champion
go
3 years
brag.
in a row.
You're here for a reason.
It's not exactly something I'm too nervous about. There haven't been too many new players to the butt chugging game in quite a while, and being from a foreign land, so to say, does give me certain advantages to your standard, born and raised opponents.
On my hand here, Paul, I have written. Oh yeah. The reason you do this is for one group of people who you've been, pushing to get through school for them, with all the money you're raising and stuff. The boys, your bros. What can you tell us about your boys? You do it for them.
Oh, man, the boys. I do a lot for my boys. We grew up together. And it wasn't easy. Being in a town outside of Riverhorn is not the best area to grow up. I mean, Riverhorn is a kind of a economic mecca. There's a lot. Well, yes, you're definitely right about that. But in the way that it is a shithole, it also affords lots of economic opportunities to people. And so when it's so concentrated, I don't mean to get political.
No,
I'm so sorry.
it's okay.
When it's so,
we expect a lot from a champion of your caliber.
Oh,
how you think the world through. We're very interested in knowing.
No, of course. It doesn't afford much for the little guy, So you find a culture of, being there for your boys. You got to be there because the world isn't going to be there for them. So you are that role to be there for them, instead of relying on some, greater being to do that. You got to be there for your boys. I mean, praise be to Malek, but you gotta take some things into your own hands sometimes. And so I always want to be there for my boys. And growing up together, they were my rock, man. And I'd do anything for those guys.
Yeah, it says that some of your boys were actually turned to rock by a wizard. Is that true?
Oh shit! I didn't know you knew about the expedition of '98.
We did our research, and we know what happened in the other town.
Impressive.
I told you, yeah.
That is impressive, yeah. So we drank a little too much, chugged a little too many butts, and
Sounds like it.
by the time we were stumbling in the Riverhorn, we saw this crazy looking tower. It was like kind of shimmery, like a mirage, when you're so, kind of.
Yeah,
gone,
you're never sure if it's magic or the potion.
Exactly. Oh, the potions. Yeah. So, I mean, we were kind of taken aback by it, rather expectedly. And Rakthir was like just so gung-ho about it. I mean, he's one of the boys, but, he's one of the more adventurous types. So, Rakthir was all about that. So he goes charging in towards it. And we're just laughing our asses off because we don't have any inhibitions to stop this guy. I mean, he's a fucking psycho.
Yeah,
so we just kind of let him go. Of course not. I mean, you get in the way of rat paladin, you're not going to like the consequences. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So, no, he just charges right in there, and before we know it, the tower's mystical, misty appearance has kind of subsided. We see it a little bit better for what it is, and oh, God forbid, it's a wizard's tower. That was
couldn't be a
big
necromancer
shock
or a sorcerer. Had to be a wizard.
I know. I know a couple guys like necromancers that are super chill. So I would have been kind of chill about that. But those wizards, man, I don't know what
they're all
reading
high
in
and
those
mighty.
tomes.
Exactly. They had to learn it all.
Exactly. God, man. You're starting to be one of the boys.
I was actually, my next question was what it takes to get in the boys, because you describing it sounds really nice, and this show isn't really doing it for me. So I was kind of wondering, what maybe I could prove myself.
The boys isn't so much about who you are. It's more about what you stand for, what you want to be. I'm sorry to hear this thing isn't working out for you, and I appreciate you taking the interest. You know, I feel like we've connected a lot
Yeah.
here, you and me, Charles. And
Charles, yeah.
yeah, Charles. And you know, I appreciate it. And then maybe one day you can be one of the boys. You know, I can see that future for you.
I can see I got it somewhere in there, but maybe it's not quite flourished
you
yet.
got a little
Maybe I
spark
got a
in
little
there.
bit,
Yeah,
a
you
little bit
got.
of growing to do.
Yeah, I mean the French say "je ne sais quoi," you know, that kind of applies
do
to what you
say
got
that.
going on here for
Wow.
sure. They do.
Let's
I've been
live
studying.
next
You know, they
door.
gotta. No, yeah, I gotta, get a basic grasp of the language if I'm gonna be chugging all the way out there. But no, it's definitely a possibility to be one of the boys. But it's gonna take a lot more than this interview. You know, I mean, my boys Rakthir, Thanatos, and Moldir. I mean, it's been years, man. I mean, they've been there for me over and over again. We've made so many memories, and sometimes new people do try to, be a part of that group and come in and make a good impression, but when rubber hits the road, sometimes they're just not made for it. So I can see the potential, and I appreciate the interest, and I mean, if you want to hang out, man, I mean, door is open, dog. You got my number, right?
Yeah.
I gave you my number?
Yeah, I have your number.
Yeah.
7?
Yeah, no, yeah. Yeah, right next to 8, and before, and after 6, yeah.
Yeah. Elvish numbers, I had to translate it, from Elvish.
Yeah, it doesn't quite, it's a bit of like a cultural thing going between, like English and Elvish numbers.
Okay.
It doesn't really exactly translate, but you get the idea. You've been there,
Yeah. Let's see. I have another question for you as an elf. I don't get to interview many. I'm sorry to kind of keep it on that topic, but we all know elves live for a very long time. You obviously aren't, the oldest elf, around, and you're kind of proud of that. You got the young body keeps you in the sport, the healthy body and stuff. But I've never really thought about it until I was going to interview you. That means that your ancestors are still alive. Your great 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 grandmother is still alive, right?
Sure.
Have you met elderly family like that before? I would think they'd be weird.
Sure.
I think they'd be real freaky.
There is a lot of differences between someone born during the First Grenadian War to, the epics of Gilgamesh as of more recent. And there's a lot of cultural things that have changed as well. I'm not too big of a family guy. I never really, hung out with family much. I was kind of on my own. We actually have a lot of family over in Riverhorn. Which we don't really talk to them very often.
Understand.
Yeah, I figured you would. But, there's still some similarities that, you keep. I mean, most of it comes from family tradition, Being alive for so long gives you so much opportunity to pass down knowledge and traditions to, the generations that come after you. But there's always that kind of societal pressure pushing back against you when you try to hold on to these archaic ways, especially with life forms that don't quite have as long of a lifespan. A lot changes for them, and those things become more accepted in the scope of things, and sometimes you hold on to some bad habits, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But they're all very, pleasant people. We don't get out to see them too much.
I see. You all just kind of do your own thing, but you're respectful when you come across them and stuff.
There's also, when you're living for so long, you don't feel as much of a need to, be around them as often because they're going to be around for longer. So, kind of family tradition and get-togethers and stuff happen on occasion, every couple of years or so we tend to get back together and meet extended family, all that jazz. But no, generally it's just kind of me keeping with my boys and, the mom and pops every now and again. But, me and the boys are kind of where it's at for the most part, yeah.
I see. I'm glad you're able to connect with your family in the way that, works for you. We have the one question
Sure.
that is always asked. What is the meaning of life?
You know, I've had a long time to think about that. And, my life's gone a lot of different ways, Charles. There's been its ups, there's been its downs. But the thing that's never left my side is the boys. Do it all for them.
Boys are life.
I couldn't think of a better meaning for my life than the boys.
You love boys.
That's all she wrote. I love my boys.
I'm glad. Thank you.
I could love you too.
But I have another question. Right before we went on set, some of my producers sent me a little video we're gonna pull up on screen here. Um, it's of you getting ready to come in. It seems like you're really nervous about. Yeah, we're gonna play it.
Oh, fuck. Shit. You know, this is a really big opportunity for me, man, but, like, I've been through so much shit. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with, man. You know, bringing this stuff up, man. I mean, get yourself together, man. Come on. This is the opportunity of a lifetime. It's no time to be a fuck. All right. It's fine, man. You put on a few pounds, maybe the wife's not treating you right. Maybe it's been a while since you've been with the boys. It's been a while since I've been with the boys, man. You gotta pull yourself together, man. You gotta pull yourself the man. Alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be fine. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's it. It's gonna be fine. I didn't know you guys were recording.
Oh, I didn't know either.
When...
I apologize, but now it's been recorded. It's out there. So I don't want to be too embarrassed by it, but I did want to ask if is this your like normal ritual? Oh, I see. When you're stressed, it appears that it is. Are you feeling stressed right now, Paul?
Charles. No. I mean, I'm cool as a zoo lumber, It's really not. I mean, I wish I would have maybe read the contract a bit more to know when I would have maybe been on camera, but no, I mean, everyone, you
He sent you the contract in Elvish too.
Oh, did you? Must have went to my spam owl.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Sorry about that.
We'll figure it out. Don't worry. We'll bleep out some of those parts when we air it.
No, I mean I don't really care about that part. It's, I mean seeing me like that. I mean,
I think you don't have anything to worry about, Paul. I think you're just being vulnerable and this is a good chance to show the world that even like strong elves like you can, be vulnerable.
That's Charles. That's a really noble way to take that. I don't, especially hanging out with the boys. It's not always easy to open yourself up like that. And,
masculine pressures and such.
No, I mean, I guess you get it. It's especially. I mean, going back to that generational thing we were talking about with down the line. There's a lot of pressure to be, the man. When you are. Sure. Right. Like just the elf, but like as far as like gender norm stereotype
Oh, I
kind of
see.
things, it's really big in like Elvish culture to be the man, to be the self-sufficient, kind of. Well, I guess you guys would say Chad, So sometimes sometimes it gets a little much and you break down and sorry you guys had to see that, but
No, it's
I guess
You'll say okay.
it's a good way to kind of take it, and sometimes even the strongest people break down sometimes, so I'm not too
Some of them
ashamed of it,
don't,
I
though.
suppose. No,
some of them are strong.
yeah, I guess they are.
Ready? That was Paul.
Thank you guys for having me again. It's your boy Paul. Make sure to follow me on AlfNet. My account's Paul.
Yeah,
was here.
all your
was
social
he.
media.
And then the Elvish numbers 7486. And you can check me out on I'm actually going to be performing. I know we said we don't like Riverhorn, but they got a booming economy, so I'm actually doing a bit of a butt chugging kind of fundraiser type deal to get some funds to make the trip to Paris, because money's a little tight when you're not living in Riverhorn, so you got to do what you got to do to get ahead. So if any of you are in town, want to see some butt chugging from one of the best in the world, just head on down to Riverhorn, and admission's only 10 gold, and we'll make sure to, that includes snacks as well. We've got a wonderful catering from Penny's Bakery. Penny makes the best raisin bread.